Hey guys, welcome to Bastards of the Watch. My name is Josh. Today we're going to be going over Season 8, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones. I've been able to watch it a few times now. I actually tried doing a reactions video, and unfortunately everything that I tried to record on HBO Now didn't transfer through my recording software, and it was just a black screen, and so that just ruined everything. But today, I'm just going to be here speaking with you guys. We've got one video clip we can watch, maybe towards the end of the video. But here we go. We're just going to talk about Season 8, Episode 1. So to start out, we had Daenerys' army entering Winterfell, and we had Jon Snow with their Arya kind of standing in the crowd. And it started out very much like Season 1, Episode 1, where you had King Baratheon coming into Winterfell with him and his people. And it was really cool, just to kind of get, I guess, that nostalgia aspect of it. After that, we had Sansa meeting Daenerys, the dragons flying over Winterfell and all of that. The meeting between Sansa and Daenerys was obviously very, had a lot of tension. And so I guess if I'm going to start anywhere with this, I just want to say that I really hate the way that they've written Daenerys' character the past 2 seasons. Ever since she's landed in Winterfell, she's been a complete asshole, right? Like, she really has. The only good thing she's done is fly her dragons to save Jon Snow. Everything else has been, pretty terrible decision making and pretty authoritative. And so I don't. It's a complete night and day from who she was in the first several seasons of Game of Thrones. It was very much. It was very much a different character, where you saw her going in, her primary mission was going and freeing slaves and trying to create a better world. And I think she's lost sight of that. Maybe Jon Snow can help kind of level her out before she goes too far off the spectrum. With that, we don't really know what's going to play out. She's potentially pregnant right now. We still haven't gotten confirmation according to this episode just yet. We did get confirmation, well, we didn't get confirmation, we already had confirmation, but Jon Snow was told that he is a Targaryen, which was huge. Sam did it in a really, I guess, he was shocked from having learned that his family had just died, or that Daenerys had burned his family alive for not joining her cause and for not kneeling. And so he was obviously very emotional whenever he went to say what he said to Jon Snow about him. He is the rightful heir to the Seven Kingdoms. It is a very older style tradition. There's a lot of people who didn't really want to see Jon Snow. They wanted more of a feminist story with Daenerys taking the throne. But if you go to kind of Middle Ages setup here, it is, despite Jon Snow being the nephew, despite him being the nephew of the king as opposed to one of his children, he's still the male, and he's the male heir, so it appears that they're going that direction with it, that he is at least going to be the legitimate heir to the Seven Kingdoms. It may not play out that way. He may die before we get there. He may not want the throne. I mean, he's already said several times he doesn't even want to be king of Winterfell. Who the hell thinks he wants to be king of the Seven Kingdoms? So we'll have to see how all that plays out. As far as the dragon scene was amazing. We saw Daenerys and Jon Snow where they went to the waterfall. And it was very reminiscent of Ygritte and Jon Snow whenever they went to the cave. And Ygritte was like, we can stay in this cave forever. I think later on when she died, she said we should have stayed in that cave. And what Daenerys was saying, I wish we could stay here for 1,000 years, I think was what she said. It just had a strange little reminiscent feeling back to Ygritte, and her last words were Jon Snow. And is it going to be a situation where maybe Daenerys dies in Jon Snow's arms? Is it going to be... Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's just the feeling I got from it. There were a lot of other things that happened, especially the funniest part. It was Daenerys and Jon Snow kissing, and then you had the dragon and the disapproving dragon in the background, which a few people have said was cheesy. I thought it was awesome. I love cheesy humor, so it was cool. Um, and from there, we had let's see, Tormund and some of the guys from the Night's Watch. They ran into each other, and there was that hilarious scene where one of the guys from the Night's Watch is saying, "He has blue eyes, get him, kill him!" And then Tormund is like, "I've always had blue eyes!" And I don't know, it was hilarious. Some of the other things that happened, so in that scene you actually had the Umbers. Okay, so House Umber. Their house had been attacked by the White Walkers. You saw Lord Umber, who was just a little boy at this point. He was like freaking nailed to the wall by the White Walkers, and so it definitely looked like some bad things were. It definitely looked like it was trying to set up for bad things to come, and from there, we had Jaime Lannister arriving in Winterfell, and we had Bran waiting for him, and he had told Sam earlier, "I'm waiting on an old friend," and I remember thinking, could that be Jaime? Is he waiting on Jaime? Because we hadn't seen Jaime yet, and we knew Jaime was on his way to Winterfell, and so I was actually pretty excited. I was happy to see that it was Jaime, but I was like, damn. I don't know, just you see Jaime's reaction to seeing Bran there in the wheelchair, and I heard one hilarious reaction earlier where it was like, I wanted that dude to ride up to him and be like, "You see what you did to me? You see what you did to me?" But yeah, that was a funny reaction. I think that was Real Rejects I watched earlier. But anyways, it was a great episode. I'm definitely looking forward to what they jump into next episode with seeing how Jaime's storyline plays out. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the Battle of Winterfell according to some of the trailers we saw. So I think he makes it past Daenerys. I think he makes it past Bran. And I think he's going to be okay. What happens after the Battle of Winterfell is still questionable. And we are just going to watch this little clip. I'm going to have to throw this in here. Hang on. It's not the clip I thought it was. Hold on, maybe it is. There we go. So this was probably one of my favorite scenes from the show. Especially what happened before that. So for y'all that don't know, like, if you haven't made the connection, there's been a lot of questions about the symbol that's on the wall, the symbols that the White Walkers make, and the White Walker was created by the Children of the Forest, and a lot of those symbols come from the Children of the Forest. It's their language and writing and all that. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw that coming, and then I let my guard down, and as soon as I let my guard down while I was watching this, it scared the shit out of me. And then this is where we have Jaime Lannister coming into Winterfell. Ominous hooded figure here in the screen. So he's going to have to be dealing with Daenerys, whose father he killed. He's going to have to be dealing with Bran, who he pushed out of a freaking tower and is now paralyzed. Bran may not be quite so upset with with everything, considering he is the Raven now, and it was his ultimate destiny, and that everything had to fall in place for him to become who he became. Daenerys might be a different question. Daenerys is probably going to be pissed, but I'm hoping that's where she kind of starts to get a little bit of redemption in her storyline. As I said earlier, I haven't really liked her storyline the past 2 seasons. So, yeah, with that, I just really hope they get a few things right with her. I think if her storyline is going to come back around to old Daenerys, I think it's going to have a lot to do with Jon Snow and his influence on her, not necessarily her advisors. Varys and Tyrion and Davos as Jon Snow's advisor, but now I guess kind of Jon Snow and Daenerys' advisor. They had a scene where it was a conversation between those 3, and they discussed how awesome it would be if for the first time in the history of the 7 kingdoms they had a just man and a just woman to rule the kingdoms together. And then Varys had that moment where he kind of eerily stated that nothing ever lasts. There's a reason they keep us old folks at distance, because it's a sad reminder that nothing ever lasts. And the way he said it and the way they played it out kind of alludes to the idea that their relationship, Jon Snow and Daenerys' relationship, isn't going to last. I'm sure a lot of... So I did try to record an Avengers Endgame video earlier, where it was a trailer that was just released today. It looked mostly like a lot of the stuff we've already seen. And as I watched it, I was going to do a reaction video. It just didn't seem like it. Most of it was all, previous movies we've seen and all that, and they're doing some kind of marathon at AMC, and coming May 10th they're doing something or another, and whatever, It didn't blow my skirt up, so I didn't really care about the reaction. It was just a few flash scenes. I may watch it a little closer, and if I see some stuff that jumps out of me, I'll do a breakdown video. But beyond that, I'm hungry, guys. I'm going to eat some dinner. And I appreciate you guys joining me, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you like my content, please do like, and if you would like to leave a question, drop a comment down below, and do feel free to subscribe. If you would like to be notified in the future if I post content, please do hit that little bell, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.